April 11, 1970. The mission that was supposed to be mankind's next giant leap turned into one of the greatest survival stories ever told. Apollo 13, a mission to the moon, faced an unimaginable crisis. But against all odds, the crew didn't just survive. They triumphed. This is the ultimate survival story, a tale of human resilience, ingenuity, and teamwork that changed the history of space exploration forever. April 11, 1970. Apollo 13 lifted off from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The crew? Commander James Lovell, Jack Swigert, and Fred Hayes. Their mission? To land on the moon. Everything was going smoothly until it wasn't. 2 days into their mission, while orbiting the moon, an explosion rocked Apollo 13. The oxygen tank in the service module ruptured, sending the spacecraft into chaos. "Houston, we have a problem." These words would echo in history, forever linked to the moment when disaster struck. James Lovell, Jack Swigert, and Fred Hayes were thrust into a nightmare. The spacecraft lost power, carbon dioxide levels began to rise, and the crew's lives were hanging by a thread. The dream of landing on the moon was over. Their new mission was simple: survive. Back at Mission Control in Houston, engineers and astronauts worked tirelessly to come up with a plan. Time was against them. The crew had limited power, oxygen, and water. The lunar module, intended for landing on the moon, became their lifeboat for survival. Nobody knew what to expect, but they all knew one thing: failure wasn't an option. From engineers on the ground to the astronauts in space, everyone had to think fast. Using their training, they began to implement a series of complex, life-saving solutions. But it wouldn't be easy. On the ground, NASA engineers faced a daunting task: how to bring Apollo 13 back home safely. They had to figure out how to fix a damaged spacecraft using only the materials available on the spaceship. The solution? They had to create a CO2 filter using nothing but the items available on board. Imagine this. A square filter had to fit into a round hole. Using a combination of plastic bags, duct tape, and other materials, NASA engineers walked the crew through a step-by-step process to construct an emergency carbon dioxide scrubber. Jack Swigert, Fred Hayes, and James Lovell weren't just astronauts now. They were engineers, electricians, and survivalists all rolled into one. Their ability to remain calm under pressure, despite limited resources, was nothing short of extraordinary. With limited power, the crew had to conserve every resource they had. They executed a complicated trajectory correction maneuver to bring the spacecraft back to Earth. There was no room for error. Every single calculation had to be perfect. But even then, the greatest challenge lay ahead: re-entry. On April 17, 1970, Apollo 13 re-entered Earth's atmosphere. The heat shields had taken the full brunt of the journey. Would they hold? Would they burn up on re-entry? With all eyes on the crew, every heart beat faster. And then, the silence broke, splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. The crew was safe. Apollo 13's return wasn't just a rescue. It was a triumph. The crew's survival was a testament to their training, the ingenuity of the engineers at NASA, and the relentless spirit of teamwork. What was supposed to be a routine mission had turned into a legendary story of survival against impossible odds. James Lovell, Jack Swigert, and Fred Hayes didn't just survive. They became heroes, and their mission became a symbol of resilience. Their story inspired generations of engineers, astronauts, and ordinary people alike. The legacy of Apollo 13 didn't just shape future space missions. It taught us about the power of human spirit and creativity. Today, the mission serves as a lesson in overcoming adversity. It's a reminder that even in the face of disaster, survival is possible through determination, adaptability, and unity. Apollo 13's story isn't just about space travel, it's about the human condition. It shows us that no matter how dire the situation may seem, there is always hope. Through resourcefulness, teamwork, and the will to survive, we can overcome even the greatest of challenges. We can all learn from Apollo 13. When faced with adversity, we too can find a way to survive. After all, the true measure of humanity isn't how we handle success, but how we overcome failure. And Apollo 13 will always remind us of that. Thank you for watching. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories of survival and triumph. And remember, in space, on Earth, or in life, it's never about the setback. It's about the comeback.